Welcome back. My name is Timothy Judkins, and you are here at the Realty Resource Report. Today is August the 10th, Sunday. And, this is a place that we give real estate news, current events, what's going on in the local market if you are in this area that I work in. And we also like to give tips and tricks to buyers and sellers and, give you some more information you can adapt to and apply to your own future so that you can make decisions accordingly and get your family to its future destination. That's the whole point of the show. If you have not seen the show, please share a link. Please like, subscribe, follow. This is where, like I said, I give tips and tricks on these things and try to get people updated on what's going on in the real estate world and demystify all this, confusing stuff to certain people, right? So I had a few topics I'm gonna cover today. I'm gonna start by going over a recap of my life, how we do it. So filmed a few houses in PA. Listings are coming from there. Very interesting. I am not licensed out there, so I'm going to be very light and flaky when it comes to that. But I do know the agent who has those properties in motion. So if you want to know more about that, you can contact me. I will be editing that footage and getting that over to her shortly. I also have a Caddis listing that's on the way. I am co-listing that with another agent from my brokerage. I don't know how much we're supposed to leak about this information, so we are going to keep it top secret until that shows up sometime next week. I came across this crazy article. On the post-production on YouTube, if you have not seen the full videos of these, they are on YouTube, and it has all the music and the pop-ups and all that other stuff. So if you have not seen the full broadcast on the YouTube version, it's up there. But I came across this article this week, and it was saying that 2 Ohio cities cracked the top 10 hottest real estate zip codes in the entire United States. The whole thing, the whole U.S. And so I had to go get the map. I was not about to just stick with this article. I had to go get my research done. So the 2 Ohio cities that hit the top are Strongsville, Ohio, and Bexley, Ohio, come to find out. Now, these are the markets that they are saying they are getting. Hold on, there was a statistic here that I saw. It was something ridiculous, too. So they're getting more unique visitors and viewers on their specific properties, sometimes 5 times more than the average property that's, on the market. It's kind of crazy because it's like a suburb of Cleveland, Strongsville is. And so they were saying this is the first time that any suburb of Cleveland had hit a top 20, 30 of anything on Realtor.com, Zillow.com. So that's pretty cool. I have been saying it beforehand on this broadcast multiple times. I will be plugging these articles too. So if you want to see the links and read the information, I have those saved and we'll be delivering those. So you can do your own research as well. But like I was saying, Ohio is one of the few places that I know that you can really transform your life because there's so many opportunities here. And I don't want you to think about this in like a closed mind situation where, there's only this many jobs or this place only hiring. If that's where you want to limit yourself, that's where you want to limit yourself. I'm just saying that there's people who are living here who are paying for a house cheaper than you are renting your house or your apartment for. So if we can make that make sense, then we can revisit this conversation. I'm just saying it's pretty affordable out here. It's pretty affordable. I also want to touch on scams, clickbait, and fake pages. Okay? I don't know how people go about the real estate process in 2025 in terms of, do you start on the website? Do you start looking on your phone first? Do you contact an agent first? Like, I assume that people, when they go out to go shopping for a house, it's the same situation like you are going to get a new cell phone or a new vehicle or a new computer. You're going to do your own research. You're going to look up websites. You're going to watch videos. I assume you're doing this type of research before you get in to the actual market. But the biggest thing with the scams and the clickbait is, unfortunately, Most of these websites do not believe you will ever purchase a home. So if you're giving your personal information to Zillow, Realtor.com, these type of websites, they don't really believe you're going to get the job done, which is why they resell your information to us, the agents. And they actually have systems where, or programs, I should say, where we can buy your information off of these websites. And so which is kind of crazy because it's not like we're stealing your data from buying that list. It's literally information you have volunteered to give to them because you are browsing or window shopping right now. And then you wonder why you got 6, 7 people calling your phone. That's how that happened. That's exactly how that happened. And my whole reason for bringing this up is you can avoid a lot of the scams, a lot of the reselling of your information if you actually contact a realtor. So I have an investor. He's out in Missouri, and I talked about him on the last show. We've bought a whole bunch of properties together in the past. He's like, he's a flipper, investor, renter kind of guy. And during the process, he wanted me to send him homes, right? And as much as it sounds simple and easy to do, you just get on, boom, download a list, email it, download a list, email it. And now we have automated systems, So if you tell me you want a certain type of home or you're looking for a certain type of property, I have tools and access from Remax to actually send you updates of what's happening on the real estate market. Houses that just went under contract, houses that are just came to the market, houses that just sold, and nobody else is calling you. No scam included. I directly put I have this chain of operation where my MLS lets me refunnel this data to only a specific email address, and that could be you. So only you are getting this data in real time as it's being updated, and it's not being sold to other people. Plus, when you work with an agent, you're supposed to sign this agreement that basically it's the consumer guide, and it's one of those things that gives you the ability to make fiduciary duties or have the fiduciary that's the best way to put this. Basically, I am your legal representation to a certain degree when you are working with an agent, and there is a binding contract that we have to put together in order to make that official, just to take all the mystical jargon out of it. Okay. And when you sign up for that document, it is my job to actually make sure that people aren't, stealing your data, who aren't scheming you, who aren't trying to actually get into your information and utilize that to your detriment. So why not utilize the agent? It's the same thing like lawyers or a doctor that you have. It's like it's your personal information. It's my job to take care of you. So what I'm trying to say is instead of going straight to sites and putting in your email and your phone number and all this craziness, why not contact an agent that you might already know and then tell them to put you on a list? Be like, hey, put me on a list directly through you. I don't want all these other people calling me and other stuff coming to my mailbox. And we could do that. We could do that. I know that was a long-winded way of saying that. And it's to the point that I'm going to go back and quadruple check. Like I said, it's the consumer guide to agency relationships. That's the document that I'm talking about. Now, continuing on. All right. The last thing, this is kind of like, my recaps before I get into my tips for the day and stuff like that. If you do not have an agent who has not reached back to you within 24 to 48 hours, there's a red flag there. Most real estate agents are always next to their phone, always have their phone ready to communicate with you because time is money and money is time. Okay. Now, with that being said, the agents who are the most responsive, who are on top of their job, they're not going to drag you for days. They know that this is just as serious to you as it is to them. On top of that, buying a home is one of the biggest transactions you will ever have in your entire life. Think about that. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. This isn't just going to be and I take it that serious. I'm not going to sit here and give you the runaround. I'm not going to play with your emotions. I'm not going to dust you off. You're going to know exactly what's going on with me when I can follow up. And I'm going to put my 1000% energy into you to make sure that this happens, because you're literally about to move your family. You're about to sell a house where your family currently lives. This is zip codes changing. This is where you're celebrating holidays. This is a serious business. And if your agent isn't taking it serious, then you have the wrong agent. That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say for that one. That's all I want to say for that one. All right, moving on. So, every broadcast I got to do my buyer tip and my seller tip for the day. Okay. Now, for my buyers, if you're buying right now, if you're in the market looking for a home, this is a sweet time, sweet opportunity. It's August. Kids are getting ready to go back to school. It's crunch time, baby. So all of these sellers are serious right now. All the agents are serious right now because we got school shopping happening. We got a lot of sports coming back. So with this being said, a lot of transactions are taken way more seriously during this time. So all the way up till Thanksgiving-ish. When Thanksgiving comes around, we might as well play the winter game, because now we're all traveling, we're all moving to our destinations, we're all using those funds to see family and gifts. So, but this is a sweet time to do it. Now, for my buyer tip for the day, you have a lot more negotiation ability than you think you have. Just because the house price is this, just because the certain condition of the house is this, does not mean that you have to take the house like that. That does not mean you cannot negotiate the price based on the problem. That does not mean you can't negotiate closing costs from the seller. Everything is negotiable. Everything's negotiable. So with that being said, ask questions. This isn't the lunch line. You don't get what you get and throw you know what I mean? This is not that. You get to pick and choose. This is your money. This is your pre-approval. Your credit is on the line. So at the end of the day, speak up for yourself. Speak up for your behalf of the deal. So if you don't like these closing costs, if you don't like the wood on this deck, if you don't like the way that things are put together, let it be known so that we can adjust and negotiate accordingly. Because there's so many times that sellers would be willing to help you with these things, or repair these things, or change things around for you because they're that motivated to sell. So just think about that. So that's my buyer tip for the day. Just because you see the price, the square foot, the closing costs and all that, that does not mean that there's not more on the table to negotiate. Everything is negotiable. Okay? That's my buyer tip for the day. Now for my seller tip for the day, because now we're on the other side of the fence. My seller tip for the day. Hold on, I got a statistic for you guys. I need to give you guys a statistic. So time on the market as of June, okay? Houses have been on the market for 49 days, which is actually 20 days faster than last year, okay? That's in the current county that I'm operating in. Harrison, Belmont, Jefferson, surroundings, okay? 49 days is how long a house is staying on the market. So when we sign this listing contract and we get out here and we do all this, 49 is usually what it is as of right now. June 2025 statistics, that's what AI is saying, okay? That's what they're saying. Now, with that being said, that's 20 days faster than last year. So let's already plan for 30 days to be on the market trying to fix and, negotiate. With that being said, here's my seller tip for the day. I know I keep hyping you up. The seller tip of the day is, if you have that curb appeal, right? If you have that nice little presentation coming in, we have a nice little gallery of media to help you get there, right? Call me if you got some questions about that. The presentation and the price. One more time. The presentation and the price. That's my seller tip for the day. As long as your presentation is immaculate and the price makes sense for the neighborhood and what everybody else is doing, you will not last longer than 60 days. I can't guarantee that. I can't be selling dreams on here because I don't know what house you have and I don't know what you're thinking. You know what I mean? Let me tell you. Every seller has a different motivation, a different reason why they're selling. So I'm not going to say that it's going to, you know what I mean? But I will say those that are presented nice and the price is right, it doesn't last. It honestly does not last. And that's because people want homes and they don't want to fight you over it. And not just that, I'm trying to fathom why people want this ridiculous amount of money that never even came with your property to begin with. I know values raise, equity rises, and things like that. But if you are a 20-year-old family with 2 kids or a 30-year-old family with 2 kids, we just need to put each other in each other's shoes. Could they afford it based on their lifestyle and what they got going on right now? And I don't want to hear like, oh, that's their problem. Oh, they should have made better choices, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But if we want to get deals done, it's better to understand where people are coming from. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. So my last thing for the day, and you already know what it is. You already know what it is. I got to plug. I got to plug the team. It's Remax Worldwide, baby. We got to plug the team. So, first listing of the day. This is a brand new one that just came in. These are all brand new ones. So these were all listings I did not speak about last week. These are new ones. Come on now, keep up. This is the keep up time. Keep up time. 201 Brown Street, Belmont, Ohio. Boom. This one's pretty nice. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 224,000. That one is listed by Kelsey Cromer. Then the next one I have is 35659. That's pretty sweet too. 4-bedroom, 1-bath. That one's only 165,000. There's options out here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There's options out here. That's out in Barnesville. All right. The next one I have is 212 North 7th Street. This one's listed by Marquita. 3-bedroom, 2-bath for 124,000. That's what I'm trying to say. Affordability, you guys. Affordability. And then my last one I got for you today is 3652 Brightway in Weirton. That was listed by Dante. 283,000 for that one. Homes are for sale. They are going out the door as fast as they are coming in. If you have questions about the buying or selling process, if you want to get your property seen, if you need some extra marketing because nobody is seeing your house, you're not getting any showings, you're not getting any offers, that's because you're listing with the wrong brokerage and you're not using the right agents. And at the end of the day, it's all about how we put our thing together to make it work. Teamwork makes the dream work. I'm all about getting people to where they want to go. And so if you have any questions about even getting into the real estate business in general, I have a few friends I'm helping with wholesaling right now. I have a few guys who are like, so they're trying to do out of state stuff. We got guys who are doing the marketing stuff. I got people in Georgia who are getting into real estate filming now. There's plenty of ways to get into the business, learn and adapt, and then actually help your family in that process. So if you have any questions about it, this is what I do. This is my job, Monday through Friday. Clearly it's Sunday, so it doesn't stop then. But till next time, see you guys soon.